Just feel my heart inside. Our love can grow so bright. We found a way into the grace again. Let's not pretend our hearts have life again. Just stay one more night. I'll be by your side. Just stay. Just stay. Let's not pretend. Just We found our way again. We found our way again. We found our way. A new place.
Only come out at night. No one is
Can't remember the last time I went without you. Where do I go? Where do I go? How will I know? How will I know? I used to walk these roads with you. Can't remember the last time I went without you. Where do I go? Where do I go from here? Where do I go? Where do I go from here? I used to walk these roads with you. Can't remember the last time I went without you. Where do I go? Where do I go? How will I know? How will I know? I used to walk these roads with you. Can't remember the last time I went without you. Where do I go? Where do I go from here? Where do I go? Where do I go from here? Where do I go? Where do I go? How will I know? How will I know? I used to walk these roads with you. Can't remember the last time I went without you. Where do I go? Where do I go from here? Where do I go?
said the same thing I told ya. My eyes are clear, there's no secret. I wanna know, was it serious? I need it clear, my best friend. Isn't easy to show with the weight of the world on my shoulders. I know I told you. It's the best light I know. It's not a game that I am playing. My love, trying to hold my feeling. I don't know what's right. I'll find the best way. I think that I might. I know you made it in the nick of time. I'm calling on you. I think we're made of something. I think we're made of something. I keep my time in a pocket. I wanna find a new keeper. I like the way it's mysterious. I think I found my own way. Isn't easy to show with the weight of the world on my shoulders. I know I told you. It's the best light I know. It's not a game that I am playing. My love, trying to hold my feeling. I don't know what's right. I'll find the best way. I think that I might. I know you made it in the nick of time. I'm calling on you. I think we're made of something. I think we're made of something. Trying to hold my feeling, I don't know what's right. I'll find the best way. I think that I might. I know you made it in the nick of time. I'm calling on you. I think we're made of something. I think we're
Hello there, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the ALG Masters League week number 3, and today this is match number 2 on the night, and it's gonna be team Las Vegas Spades up against Oculus Performance Black, an organization and roster making their debut here in the league, filling in for the spot that was 1-7 left over from Next Gaming. And speaking about Next Gaming, one of their former players is going to be here making their making a debut off of a new roster here now with Spades for this action. And joining me tonight for the commentary, I believe it's going to be Don from ADS Gaming. It's a player from last season with the ADS Gaming roster that won. And yeah, Don, are you here?
Yes, sir. How's it going?
It's awesome, man. It's awesome. And we got ourselves an interesting matchup here. It's teams that we don't know here. They're well, we do know, but we don't know some of the players on these guys. And I know for you, you haven't really probably been paying too much attention with both the teams. Am I correct here?
Yeah, I haven't been paying too much attention, but I'm getting back into it, which is always a good thing.
For sure, for sure. And do you gotta you want to tell everybody about sort of you and how things were last season with ADS Gaming, and maybe how things are now looking a lot differently this year, this new season, this new league?
Yeah, so last year I was the main coach and captain of the league. Not the league, the team. So we took home the W last year, which was awesome. But it sucks that I had to step down this year. I had a lot on my plate. But I think the boys will pull through again this year. I mean, we're coming in strong. We have a strong roster, and they have what it takes to win. Truly, I truly think.
Yeah, and when it comes to having what it takes to win, um, your team has to go up against a lot of strong opponents here, and uh, in this league, would you say that the power level this time around, when you look at this league here versus the one before, would you say there's a big difference? There's a lot more competitive teams in this year than in this league than there was back in the Modern Warfare one.
Yeah, for sure. Last year, Team Vio, they were real good. I think those were the only people that were really on our level. But this year, there's some teams like Zellos and who is it? Flawless, I think it
Mm-hmm.
is. Those two
Yep.
teams they're good. We're gonna have our plate full with those guys, and I already know it's gonna be a lot of work. But I truly think if we can keep our head down, get our strats right, and get everything going in the right direction, that will be good.
Okay, cool. And I'd like to hear your insight, your opinions and whatnot. So, what I'd like to ask you next is, we got ourselves the map list, and I already sent you the map list, so you know what we have in store for tonight's action between the two teams. As we're currently just on a little short break, a little short pause at the beginning, just due to some unfortunate circumstances for one of the players here on these teams. And but we're gonna go over the maps here that you guys have in front of you for this matchup. If we do see an extension to all five, we have a interesting setup. I would say we want to see the extension because three checkmates back to back to back. It's very vanilla, but we would want to see the Garrison in Miami obviously come full circle, come all the way to the Garrison in Miami. Full entertainment value for all the spectators here in chat and the ones that end up watching these matches after. I know you're one of the people that likes to watch back some of the matches because you're a little busy with what you got in life, right, Don?
Yeah, just work, it's nothing easy, but you know, I've never seen somebody back to back to back checkmate. So I mean, we'll see how this goes.
Yeah,
Checkmate's not one of my
usually
favorite maps.
usually you see the back to back to back usually come out of raid, right? Usually, and I think
Yeah,
a few teams like I think the Garrison was even more surprising, in the first stage of of the CDL and whatnot to see anybody do back to back Garrisons because it's just been a weird map to play on, especially without the smokes and snipers, um, as well as some of the positioning for like the for the search and destroy, and even well more especially I think the control. Um, but the search and destroy for sure was definitely the worst factor for it earlier on, and we're glad that it's out of the rotation for S&D maps. Now looking at the three checkmates, right? Would you say that you could use a one strategy fits all for all three of these modes as well for these three maps of checkmate?
yeah, for sure. Plane control is gonna be huge. If you got plane control, you can pretty much run off the whole map. But also, you gotta win these one-on-one gunfights because it's 4v4 now. It's not 5v5 anymore. So if you don't win your one-on-ones, you go four down in control, you're gonna lose a lot of room. You're gonna have to be fighting out of your spawn and then search. First bloods are gonna be key. So we'll see how they play it out. And I'm always glad to watch a hard point. We had that crazy hard point come back against Hi-Fi the first time we played them. We won 250 to 248. I don't think I've ever seen a game that crazy, and I'm pretty sure you remember that one.
Oh yeah, no, what was it, 250 to 249? That was the one against Hi-Fi for ADS Gaming earlier on this season. The first time they actually butted heads in the first half of the regular season. They had a S&D that went they went round 11 on the S&D with a reverse sweep win for Hi-Fi when they were down, what was it, 1-5 in the Garrison search and destroy. Then in the then in the what's it called, the the control after was a map, was a round 5 as well. 3-2 ending in favor of Hi-Fi as well there. And then ADS Gaming just came back and stole the map they needed to get the extension and ultimately the series win with that hard point on checkmate. 250 to 249. It was just unbelievable how close things were. It came down to, I think, just having one person on the rotation to the next hill, just because bodies were being dropped and traded out left, right, and center. It was just so chaotic. Probably the best series that I've probably casted over and witnessed thus far this ALG league. Now it's going to be interesting to see if this one can live up to the light of the story that I just told of that fabled series, and it's going to be interesting to see if we do see moving forward anything of that, any matches of that closeness and caliber come from these teams, especially when you come to playoff time, because I know from experience, Don, how chaotic and how different these teams can sort of can look when it comes to playoff picture, playoff mode, playoff buff.
Yeah, playoffs are nowhere near the same as it is during regular season. Everything changes. We got new teams coming in, new players, and Cold War is a whole different type of game than last year, and I'm excited to see how it's gonna work out. ALG is a great league, and I'm glad we're blessed to play in it. And everything has been great playing in it. Everything's been great coaching my team, and there's nothing I can complain about.
Yeah, no, for sure. I think one thing you guys could do is to put the scores down for each map in this slide. No, for sure. We definitely would do that. I would think about doing that, but it's also a lot of work, extra work for production, while I'm like a one-man team to do production and casting. So moving forward, we'll probably do something of that nature. But here we go. Talking about moving forward, we're moving forward into the first map of this series, and this one could be, Oh wow, I actually have the wrong overlays for you folks in the game, or on your guys' screen. In our screen it's different. We saw ourselves with the side of, was it Las Vegas Spades on the left, and we're gonna see the side of, who are they? Las Vegas Spades on the left. Why do I not have this right? Who are they up against again? Oh my god, why can't I get this right? Las Vegas Spades versus OP Black, yeah. I'm just trying to find the slide here that I had for them. Looks like I might be... Oh no, I know exactly what's going on here. If you want to give the people just an indication of what's going on so far, Don, that'd be cool.
Alright. Well, yeah, they're fighting through. They actually just flipped the spawn, Las Vegas Spades. They're fighting for P2 control right now. As we're going on, they just dropped, so they got OP Black has the bad spawns right now. Las Vegas Spades got P2 spawns, and OP Black has yet to touch the point. So, well, as I say that, they hop in it. So we'll see how this goes. I think right here is getting your ARs in the best position to be, and Fish is over here holding it down, A-bomb. So they're fighting through the back right now as we speak.
Yeah, unfortunately I'm not able to get the right overlays in for you folks at home watching on stream, so we'll just go with what we have here in the default one on the stream. So yeah, just to hold your horses. So we got still a lot more left in this hard point for you guys to witness and watch, as OP Black, they are going to be coming back here a little bit. Las Vegas Spades started out a lot stronger than some people might have expected if they did have knowledge of OP Black's, how they've looked in their other series and other leagues, as running through other teams and other competitions. And right here, they're going to be going back and forth to the nail here in checkmate, hardpoint, and Evo. He's going to be one of those, one of that new players added to the side of Las Vegas Spades, coming over from Next Gaming, one of the stars on that roster that obviously doesn't have this spot anymore. It's OP Black spot, as Evo gets his upgrade over to join Las Vegas Spades. Gonna be good for 5 and 8 right now in his KD. And over on the side of OP Black, you're seeing Effectini out in full effect, making it known right away that he's one of the strong heavy hitters on that roster, going 10 and 8 alongside Fishity, who is also dropping a 9 and 4. The slaying power on the side of OP Black is it's looking pretty good, Don, and I'm feeling like in respawns it will definitely come in handy, especially when they are playing on a map like this with their ARs, in full effect, their AR Fishity full effect, Bateman also in full effect. Their subs are actually in full effect here. They're 2 players near the top of their KD charts here for this roster, and well, Don, Las Vegas Spades, they've been able to get some time on the hills here, but they got to do a little bit more than what they've been already doing, right?
Yeah, Las Vegas needs to play for the P4. Is it P5? They need to play for P5 now because they're losing all this time on P3. So I think they need to get that wood control and need to get back spawns, because without those spawns, it's going to be fairly hard to break that point, holding it through the front.
Without a doubt. Fishy's going to be able to get 2 big kills. Let's see if he can find himself anything more here, as he's going to be looking down on the right side of this plane. Nobody's going to be showing their faces here. Instead, Stratus is just going to be walking through the middle of this plane. Really nice camo he has on this gun as well. He's going to be shooting out, trying to maybe find a few players. He's going to find one just on the other side of that plane. And Las Vegas Spades trying to work their way to getting a contestant and some time on this next hill, but it's all orange for OP Black, as they're going to get a player in the contest spot right here. Stratus will drop to Bateman, and this is just looking like textbook play from OP Black that they've been able to use to their full advantage to get them all the points that they have on the board at the moment, right, Don?
Yeah, Fishity's going big here, just trying to hold the point by himself, and OP Black did a great job of fighting for that new spawn. Giving up that old time was no big deal. Playing for this new P1 is going to be huge. And it's a lot of contest time here, but as long as they keep P2 spawns, they should be in a good position.
Oh yeah, right here with the Las Vegas Spades, they're just going to get cut down like grass in the spring with my lawnmower, just brimming through them. And OP Black continuing to shine with Fishy, nearly getting 2 more right there, but Effectini will take down Billy. Bateman finds Stratus, and Bateman will find Evo as well, as the rest of this Las Vegas Spade side, ironically, they're spending so much time just on these respawns alone than they are really on the map, actually making differences and getting time on the board. But Stratus, he's going to be good for some solo efforts and solo time being earned for himself and his team in this hill. In P1, it's going to be hotly contested. The sticking comes through as Effectini catches Stevo's nade. And Billy gonna be playing from the back here, trying to grab these spawns. Effectini gonna beam him out of commission in the back of this right side where the spawns are good for this hill. And Effectini gonna be looking to hop onto it just for some of this time, soak it up, OPJ for a bit, like a sponge. Billy will be shooting out from bottom wing. He will find 1 big kill. Evo is gonna maybe aggress through from the crate. He's gonna hop onto the open hill. Not gonna be watching bricks though. Interesting enough, I would assume should have been watching that angle first and foremost, but Fishy will be able to punish. He's gonna be able to grab 2 massive kills. Will he find Billy? He will! That is 3! They just came at him one by one, just feeding him more. Billy, don't show your head once again, folks. Don't do what Billy's doing here, folks. If you guys are new to Call of Duty and you're put in a position like this, you don't, because you're just going to keep feeding him more kills to get to that streak of 5. He's on pace to getting himself a kill streak to work with, but Stratus will take him down. There we go. He is taken out of commission, off the table. In Spades, they're now going to have a potential to try to make something happen, but they just keep getting cut down middle of the plane. And with 200 points in favor of OP Black, they're yawning right now with how little effort at times we're seeing them have to put to really be in this one and be in the lead in this one. Took a while for them to warm up at the beginning, but now that they're warm, now that they're hot, Dawn, it's hard to really stop them.
Yeah, it's hard to stop Fisher. He's going huge with this AR. Like this dude's playing it perfect. He's checking all the long spots, and he's playing for these picks. He's not just running into the points, and I think that's what Las Vegas has to work on. They're just trying to run into the point and not get the kills first. You got to clear your angles before you run in there, because then you're gonna lose your life. You got to play your life in this situation.
Yeah, and speaking about players that have just been playing phenomenally, Bateman also dropping a 30 bomb in his opening debut map for this roster within the league itself, and dropping 31 kills. He's on a double positive right now. Fectini also gonna be making a nice martini out of Las Vegas spades, shaken, not stirred. If James Bond likes it like that, we're going to deliver it to him like that. Bateman, he's going to be good to press up into these spawns to try to take down a few players coming off of them. They're not watching which way. They're not looking around for the players pushing up, and 250 to 119 OP Black win their debut map in the league. This is 1-0 in the series, and quite frankly, off of that performance alone, how high do you start to rate this OP Black side? Would you say, Don?
This is the first time that I've seen him play, and I do have to say that looked pretty good. That looked pretty good. I think they played real good on there. Checkmate not one of my favorite maps, but they make it look fairly easy on there.
Yeah, no, for sure. Their coordination was really there. They had more than one hot-handed player. We were talking about Fishity, an AR that was hot. We were talking about a submachine gun and Bait who was hot as well. Like, when you have a team that isn't just hot with only one in one sort of gun category, when you have a team that is working well, oiled, where the players are hopping on and off the hill together in tandem, they're baiting and trading well. They know what hot spots to play in each of the hills is. In the hard point, they were very well coordinated. It's going to be interesting to see, though, what they can bring to the table in a Search and Destroy that's going to be following. Now, we have Search and Destroy back on Checkmate. It's actually my most hated Search and Destroy map for the mode in this game. Would you mind telling everybody, what needs to be done, to get yourselves a win in Search and Destroy on Checkmate?
What needs to happen is you got to get that, like I said, playing control. If they can get that first blood, somebody plant back steps, and they can plant bomb for A Street, I think they'll be in a good position. Because as long as you get bomb down for A Street, all y'all have to do is just play your lives and sit in the corner, and you got to make the other team work. While all you do is just watch an angle. Angles are gonna be the best thing for you in search. You always want to play your life, and you just don't want to lose it. Playing your life is the best thing that you could possibly do in search.
For sure, and it's so tough, it's tough. The offense for this one, like, you really can't plant at A. Like, I really don't know why the devs even put a bomb spot there. Why they did it. To me, it doesn't make much sense. It's so tucked away, it's so hidden, it's so hard to plant at without being spotted. So the B bomb site in the middle of the plane is going to be the one that usually gets the most attention. So it's a lot of times it comes down to whoever wins the trades at the beginning in the initial fights, and tossing of nades and ordinances and whatnot in the middle of that plane, and then that usually ends up spiraling out these rounds. And I feel like on this map, in particular, against other maps in S&D, I feel like this one is probably the most first blood or dependent map in terms of being able to get wins on it, because just with that one bomb site being the one in pressure, you can overwhelm whichever side really easily with having that numbers advantage and playing the trades in the close quarter combat, right?
Yeah, you have to play trades. I mean, you're most likely gonna run into a 2-2 split in search. So whatever you do, wherever bomb site you go, you're gonna try to at least 3 stack it so you can get that trade, and you can have that one person sit in the flank.
Oh, for sure, 100%. And well, we have ourselves the S&D coming up. I want to know, people in chat, what do you guys got as your predictions for this S&D? Do we got Oculus Performance Black, OP Black, coming in with a you know, a 6-1, 6-2? Do you guys got Spades winning a grueling one, or even a really extremely one-sided one, with, you know, potentially them taking it with a 5-1, or not 5-1, 6-4, 6-3. I don't know. I'm gonna say Oculus Performance take this one. I'm gonna say it's 6. I'm gonna say 6-2. I'm gonna say 6-2 Oculus Performance. Don, what do you got?
I'm gonna say 6-4. 6-4 OP Black.
Be Black. Okay. Well, chat, you guys can check out the gameplay here as the action's gonna start to fall in front of us, as Effectini will be getting that first blood for the side of Oculus Performance Black. Yeah, really quick play is coming out of both these sides, and Effectini will find himself with 2, and Oculus Performance Black, just as fast as I'm able to really showcase any of this action for you folks by flipping over to the game, this round is pretty much over in the blink of an eye. Don, you mind just giving us a short, brief, maybe a breakdown on, you know, what sort of went wrong for Spades in that last one?
They weren't watching the flank, and OP Black didn't waste any time pushing it. You know, you see Effectini and Fishity going up a street, and both of those dudes going huge for their team, and you got everybody else off track trying to kill the people on the flank. So your teammates are gonna come good for getting those picks, catching players off guard.
This time around, you know, we're gonna see those submachine guns come out really hot and moving really fast and forward. As Effectini's gonna get into the face of Billy, taking him down. He's gonna wrap around from behind. The players lined up, but they did not fall down like dominoes. As they stayed tall, Stratus will nade himself out as he was so weak. Interesting enough, Bateman, he's gonna be able to go for the plant. Players are gonna drop from the side of Las Vegas Spades, and just as fast as we started to maybe see them maybe enjoy the fruits of their labor, getting a pick and evening out the lives, it's just everything fell apart like crumbs from a really crummy and easily breaking apart cookie, you know? And Oculus Performance Black, they're on a roll, not just coming off of the last map and being on a roll with, you know, momentum that way. They're 2-0 up in the Search and Destroy. There's absolutely no positivity to really put in the hands of Las Vegas Spades. Like, quite frankly, one of their players even naded himself out embarrassingly on camera. Don, so like, what this OP Black side's able to win an offense and a defense here? You know, they can show us they can do whatever, and they're gonna come out with another fast play. But this time around, you know, Evo does a good job in soaking it up. He knows these subs like to run out fast and go for a flank, so he played back there, you know, to try absorbing that pressure. And, you know, this time around Las Vegas Spades, they've done a really good job on adapting, and that's one of the most key terms and key words that I can say to anybody, any team in Call of Duty. You know, it all comes down to adaptations, and whether or not your team can adapt throughout a Search and Destroy series. And right now we are going to see adaptations come strong for them, as they're going to be up 3-2, but Bateman, he's going to be playing super aggressive and fast. Little times too chaotic. Stratus, second round in a row, nading himself out, Dawn. Ghost is going to be good for 1 in the 1 versus 2. He spots out Evo. He won't take him down. Evo will get the kill and make this a 1-2 record in the Search and Destroy. And Bateman, here we go. This is that aggression here. Pulls out the pistol, the Glocky from his pocket. He's going to get a kill on the player right behind the bomb site. And you know, Dawn, Las Vegas Spades, they gave us a round that we needed to see from them, and they were able to deliver. You know, what was the most impressive thing about that round? And
You know, I'm glad they didn't blow the 4v2, but you know, Stratus has to pick it up. He can't keep nading himself, you know. It's just you keep losing your life, and you know, you're making your team work 10 times harder, but they did a good job of winning that round, and they played smart. They played smart around the bomb.
Billy G will drop for that first blood as Ghost will be able to get it with the AR. And here we go. That starts to unlock some area on the map, some real estate for the side of OP Black. Some machine guns to start to move in forward. Ghost and Effectini get punished by the back play, the passive positions by some of these players from Las Vegas Spades. Evo reading Bateman really well. It will end up taking him out. That was a really nice read. Probably, and I'm hoping no hacks involved whatsoever, but Fishman, he will be looking to he's going to have to try to grab this bomb, right? It's in such a rough spot all the way out here in the open. Steve-O's holding a really great spot here to hear him come down those stairs. Evo going to react as well at some point here. Steve-O going to find the right timing to come out there and take him down. Las Vegas Spades get 2 back-to-back rounds with really strong and really comfortable sort of finesse a little bit. You know, they got themselves leads and they were able to close out with it. You know, that's just textbook stuff. You know, I talked a little bit about needing to follow some of the textbook strategies in, you know, that hard point before, and how they needed to bring out some textbook strategy in the search and destroy, and so far so good. But Stratus, man, still on that big old donut, looking to try to become the new James Bond at this point, 007, but he's gonna have to go killless for 3 more, and with the way that Las Vegas has sort of started to look within these last 2 rounds, he might not be able to hold on to that donut for too long. He might be able to find himself a kill.
Yeah, hopefully he picks something up here top lane. You see, you got a 2v1 on bomb, but you also got to be careful of that dude top left wing.
Big kill. Stratus is able to get rid of the donut. He now backs up with his teammate a little bit here. They're gonna look to try to play you have to create something here, some sort of magic, some sort of gusto. Stratus is maybe gonna be spot through the windows. He will. He's gonna get tagged up. There's information all over the place. And right now OP Black seems to have the most information to work with, and you know, the best information to work with. These players needed to check their corners here. The wings here are going to be what ends up being the demise of Las Vegas Spades. Ghost, he's going to back it up. Steve-O is going to shoot over at Ghost. He won't drop Ghost, though. Ghost is going to stay alive, plays the chess, and Steve-O plays the checkers, and ultimately will fall. 3-2 is the score right now in this one, and I love this angle right here in the back. I use that with the sniper in league play. I hope nobody gives me shit for that, but that's just me. I like the sniper. Wish it was available to play in comp, but you know, that just I've seen what dirty stuff pros have done with it. I'll just say it like that. As so far the one pro or player that's been really dirty so far on the map has been Go Off Ghost, who's been going off. 6-2 right now in the search and destroy. Stratus 1-5, lackluster stuff, nading himself over and over again as well. That's not going to be too helpful. So this time around, his nade's going to be good to tag up one of the players, and Effectini will end up dropping. That's an interesting angle he was able to shoot through that window to take down that player from the side, and I'm thinking I'm going to have to use that in my league play if I hit up search and destroy and checkmate. You saw that one there, Don?
Yeah, that was nice. I've seen a couple of weird angles that I haven't seen before, but you know, this team's pulling out a whole bunch of stuff. They're trying to come out. They're trying to show that just because they're new doesn't mean they can't go the distance.
Yeah, they want to hang with the other people. They want to showcase it now. You know that they got big dicks to swing around. You know, in this league. And so far so good. You know, they pulled them out. They're practically knocking over trees while they walk through this matchup here, through some of these maps here. I know this one's not full of trees. Probably knocking over more crates than trees here. And this Billy G is gonna push up into the middle of the plane, get himself into a very strong gunfight for his AR, and they're gonna drop down there. Another round. That's 2 back-to-back rounds here that went by really quickly. Well, this one just went by extremely quickly, and we're going to see ourselves with a potential last round in the S&D here now that it's a 5-2 with Oculus Performance Academy. Or not Academy, Black. My apologies. OP Black with the opportunity to take the map and obviously take a 2-0 lead in the series. How interesting would that be? Team on their debut here, taking over a spot from a 1-7 team. Uh, Now coming in and playing like probably some of those teams that are like around that 5-4 mark, maybe 8-1, as they're playing really well coordinated in not just one mode. It's not like I'm seeing one mode as clearly being their best and their most shining mode. They've once again they've took a bit of time. It took them a few rounds at the beginning to warm up, but they ended up taking this one. And my prediction of 6-2 ended up being accurate. Holy!
I guess they were on your side for that one, Chase.
I promise it's not rigged. Everybody thinking this is rigged, guys. Shut it. But man, Don, they're coming in here and they're definitely doing some damage, especially to the Spade side that really could use this win to help make them feel a bit more secure going into the next 2 weeks as we're getting closer to playoff time and them trying to make that last push to try to secure themselves a top 4 spot. As actually off stream already this week they were able to manage 1 win, so this loss maybe wouldn't be too bad for them, but it would probably put them in a position where they need to secure at least 2 more wins within their last 4 matches to try to secure their spot in the top 4. By, you know, how I've been seeing other teams in their group kind of play, but I feel like a lot of that will ultimately come down to you know, how OTB performs, whether or not they're able to get some wins. 2 wins this week, you know, that would put on a lot of pressure within the group of teams fighting for that top 4 spot with like 4 wins, 5 wins in that group. Now, just stepping away a little bit from this matchup and over back to you, Don, I wanted to ask you a little bit about you know, about your group. You know, seeing the action that happened in the matchup before this one, and you know, after witnessing your team's crazy match against Hi-Fi this week, that was a blockbuster matchup. You know, what are you guys thinking about when it comes to, you know, your group, and you know, do you see any other competition? Like, do you see any more interesting matches to come up within these next couple of weeks? You know, for you guys or for other teams in the group?
I for sure see us, Zelos, and Flawless. Those, I think those 3 teams are gonna be some of the top dogs. And whenever we go head to head, and I can't wait for that. I can't wait to see it for myself. You know, they're a great team. They have a great player, and their owner is awesome. You know, it's just a new team coming in is always something that you need to look out for. Like OP Black, they're playing great. It seems like Checkmate's a perfect map for them. So you know, you just got to do your homework. You see that they're good at Checkmate. You got to ban it.
They gotta
You
take it
gotta
off the
you gotta
board,
play.
yeah.
Yeah, you got to play maps that people aren't comfortable with. That's all it takes. I mean, you just got to do your homework and your research.
Hell
But
shit. Yeah, you're right, man. Like, this is also only Checkmate that we're witnessing them on. So, you know, people at home, members of these teams that are in their league, or that are in their group still having to play them, you know, look up Oculus Performance Black and see if you can find, you know, any of their matches in other leagues, like on stream or whatnot, and try to find a little bit out about them. Find maybe some strategies so that you can maybe take them down. Maybe you do leave the Checkmate open though now, because there's a bit of an extra mind game that could come out from that, because you could have actual plans to counter some of their plays that are now being put obviously on stream for teams to see this roster use. I'm not sure when it comes down to control on Checkmate though, Don. You know, what's I think the middle of the plane, the plane itself, just that's everything, right? It's the meat, potatoes, and the gold and nuggets, like everything.
yeah, plane for sure. You get an AR in top plane, and you get them getting those spawn kills. That's gonna be the biggest thing. You know, keeping them in their spawn and having them to fight out of their spawn is gonna be the best thing for you to do. Now, you let them fight out of their spawn and they get on a point, then you're gonna get yourself in a pickle. You know, it's gonna take some work getting out.
Yeah, and for me, going into a prediction for this one, you know, we'll see if I can go back-to-back predictions correctly here. I'm gonna probably say OP Black take this one 3-0. I think that the slaying power is there. You know, we saw it in full effect in the first map. We see them heated up through the search and destroy as well, not really cold off of that game type. And well, with their prowess they've been showing on Checkmate, you know, and all the PTSD probably in Las Vegas's memories from these last two maps, you know, I feel like it's all going to come together. It's going to accumulate towards a very brutal 3-0. What about you, Don? Do you got a prediction? Anything maybe different?
I agree with you, Chase. They're looking real good right now. Keeping them pinned back in their spawn a little bit, you know. And the subs are going big. You see them controlling top lane. You know, top lane control is going to be what you want to play for.
Yeah, and Go Off Ghost, he's going to have to try to win some really big gunfights over here on the side. He's going to have his pistol out as well, the Glocky from the Pocky, I like to call it. He's going to be pulling that out, has the AR he pulls out to try to take down Billy. He will not. And interesting enough, we see a life disparity right now in favor of Las Vegas FaZe, the side on the attacking, but time. You know, sure, there might be a disparity in lives, but if you can't get the time extended, you know, your team won't be able to win from the offensive side. And OP Black, you know, they're doing a great job. Stratus gonna get a team kill in there, you know, continuing to, unfortunately, be a big hindrance to his roster. He throwing away lives like he did in the S&D with his own. And, you know, just some extra practice, you know, maybe you gotta practice a little bit more with friendly fire on. I don't know. But, OP Black, they're looking like they're gonna take this first round, and they do. Really strong performance from them. I feel like the life disparity, though, that's the only question I have on the board for that. I feel like they definitely could have handled their lives better, especially if we do get an extension to that 5th round and it comes down to the line where, you know, lives end up being, you know, a very important thing. But, you know, can't fault them. They won the round ultimately. Now, moving into the next round, they're going to be on the offensive side. And so far we saw what they could do to take down their opponents when it comes to having offense in their hands. What is the key for when they had defense in their hands, what's the key for them to win from offense here? You know, is it middle of the plane, and then how do you play from the middle of the plane? Is it just to push up into spawns, or, like, do you keep your line in the middle of the map on the A and B?
You want to play for top plane control here, and you just want to keep them pinned back in their spawn while you either get the A cap, B cap. You just want to keep them in their spawn. You know, keeping them in their spawn is going to be the biggest thing. You got to play your lives, and you got to play the trades. And Bateman's doing a great job of doing that right now.
Do you prefer to split cap in control in this position here that they're in, or would you stack like all the players and prioritize, you know, stacking up on one hill first?
I'd stack as soon as I get 4 down. You know, you can get your players pushed up, but if you got players alive and you know where they're at, of course I'd have somebody hop out of point and, you know, play for that kill, because if you have somebody that's in your spawn getting those spawn kills, you have to play for getting that guy out of your spawn, because you won't be able to move, you know. So I think playing for where you know people are and playing for these kills are going to be huge for him here.
Yeah, Bateman, he's going to have some sort of spidey senses tingling here. Over in the cabin, he shoots, doesn't find anybody, but the second time he sends somebody around those steps, he does take them down. He's going to continue to watch from this angle. He does not take down Billy. Billy will instead get him, splinter him through the wood. Factini right behind, going to be able to take some shots to the back of Billy, but not take him down. Factini will drop down from the top rope like a WWE wrestler and take down 2. Double team, no, single team is needed to take down 2 players there. And number 6 in Fishity, going to be doing what you told me and what you told everybody is the most important thing to do when it comes to, you know, using the pressure to win these rounds from offenses, choking up the other team in their spawn so that you can waste their lives. And Ghost is going to be good for 2 big ones, but Evo will be able to take him down while he's on his terror streak. Effectini going to push on up. Number 8, you know, Bateman's going to come in. It was the AR's turn before on the flank to get kills. Bateman took a turn next. Effectini, I feel like they're doing a really good job in rotating somebody around, almost always having one player playing in a punishing spot. It could be up top these steps, or it could be just around from A long, and Fishy, he's gonna be good as well to try to find a few. He's gonna tag, he's gonna distract. As one tick of progress comes in at B, they're gonna need to grab more as 25 seconds remain, but 6 lives left for Las Vegas Spades is no mas, nothing good for them, and no bueno. And OP Black, they're set to win another round and go back to back in this control Dawn.
Yeah, they're playing it real good. They didn't necessarily go for the B point right away. You know, they played for those kills first. You get them low in their lives, then they got to stay in their spawn because they're trying to play their lives. You know, they're gonna be more afraid to push out because you got the angles on them. This AV2. Let's see how they play this right here. Wonder if they go for kills.
They ultimately do close out the round though. Great kills, great positioning. I would say that probably what helped them the best in the end, positioning and patience. They kind of waited for those last couple players to come to them, because they knew they had the upper hand being on the point and all. That those players needed to come to them. And, Fishity, sure, he went into the spawn and went to them to deal some damage to finish off a few of those last lives and put them on that, 2 versus 5, put them in that 2 versus 5 situation. And ultimately, OP Black win that offensive round, and that ends up that tends to be the tail of the tape. The way to win these maps, the controls, especially control on checkmate, is whatever team wins their offense first tends to take it. And I rarely, but it does happen, and I've seen it. As of recent, teams, just go back and forth in winning offenses, and then it ends up being a defensive round that makes the difference. But usually, it is the offensive round win that ends up being the difference maker here. And well, right now, Oculus Performance Black, they're looking to not take too much longer in this series here. They're looking to try to finish things out as fast like a bolt of lightning in a way that they move forward and they look to aggress. Number 2 in Evo, he's going to be pushing up into Fishity's face, and he's going to take him down and put him in his place. Bateman will grab a kill in the background, Effectini as well, and that 8 point is going to be kept all clear and cleaned away from all the pink players, as they're just stuck. They're stumbling around. There's a lot of confusion, frustration. I'm not quite sure what their play calls are at the moment. They're split hitting these hills, and it's just leading to a mess of problems. As Billy gets put into a 2 versus 1 there to the side, Stratus is going to drop as well. Just textbook. Everything's so clean, crystal clear, and in control for OP Black throughout this control. And Dawn, just an excellent performance for your debut.
Yeah, they came out. It seems to be about over. They came out strong. OP Black showed that they're gonna hold their weight, and they have plenty of time to come back and try to make it for top 4 for playoffs.
Just gonna take a quick little look over here at the standings here between these teams, and what matches are still to be had in this group here. Looking over at OP Black, and oh boy, they have who they have off stream this week?
Who is that?
They have Dawn of Chaos.
Oh, okay. Well, we'll see
That's
what they got.
That should be a bigger test for them, as unfortunately, Zealous Squad has already played this team before they switched hands. So Zealous Squad won't even get an opportunity to play these guys. They've dodged a big bullet here potentially, with OP Black not having to play them in the second half of the season, because it looks like Nex has already played them. So, who really dodged the bullet there? That's going to be the interesting one to really see. We'll be able to obviously talk about that more as we see this team sort of continue to find their identity and at least stamp their and imprint their identity in this group. Across the other teams they still have to play. Oculus Performance Black, wonderful debut here against the side of Team Spades, who had signs of faltering last week, made adjustments, brought in some new players that were able to help them get a win off stream this week. Luckily, they got the win off stream this week, so it helps them with their record since they're going to be taking the loss here in this Oculus Performance Black match with them. They ultimately lost they lost 3-0 in this one. And Oculus Performance starting off hot in their first opening matchup of the league for themselves in their debut, winning it 3-0 against a team that's in that top four of that group. You know, it's got to be good for confidence and to help with momentum now for this OP Black roster that, quite frankly, you know, grabbing a 1-3 spot, you know, they potentially maybe were already thinking that they had a bit of an impossible task ahead of them, right?
Yeah, they had a lot of work to come back from. Getting that 1-7 record is not going to be easy to come back, but I do think they have what it takes. We'll see what comes when they play Dawn of Chaos, because Dawn of Chaos is also a great team.
Yeah, they'll
Uh,
have Dawn of Chaos off week. Off stream this week. Then still to come in the future weeks, they have Team Velis, OTB, Kings Grant Killers, and 302 Gold, which especially if they can beat Dawn of Chaos in the 3-0 fashion, 3-1 fashion, I would assume that they can sweep those other teams and probably end this half off and the regular season off with a 7-7 record. I feel like that would that's probably the best thing, and based off of the success that I've seen today and from what I've heard, that's my expectations for them, is that they finish things off sweeping the rest of their matches in this group stage regular season, and you know, getting themselves the 7-7 record that should, and you know, I say it, but it's a bit loose. It should be enough for them to get a top four spot, but you know, at the end of the day, it all comes down to how the other teams end up playing their matches and how everything shapes up. And you know, head to heads could be a big one. And you know, probably the biggest difference maker on whether or not this team makes it in the top four of their group come playoff time is their record that they ended up grabbing the spot with. You know, it's unfortunate, but that's just the case. You know, they came into the league knowing what they have, and you know, starting off in the losers bracket in playoffs as a powerful team, though, might not be so bad of an opportunity. If you're gonna play up against any of the other strong teams that are in that upper bracket when they drop down, they're dropping down after a loss. Your team can just keep running through with wins and keeping that momentum going, right? Like, that could be a bit of like a 200 IQ, so to speak, kind of thing.
in a way, if that's how you think of it.
Well,
I think what
yeah.
they need to prove themselves against Dawn of Chaos, and I think if they do that, they'll be in a good position to try to get a top four position. But it's gonna be hard when you got teams like Zelos, Dawn of Chaos, Flawless, and ADSG as well. So they have
Well,
their work cut out for them
you
for
can
sure.
argue Hi-Fi. You can maybe argue Divine Future as well a
Oh,
little bit.
Hi-Fi as well.
I feel like Hi-Fi. See, I'm not sure enough people give them credit, but I definitely think they're better than Dawn of Chaos. I think
Yeah,
that with you guys and them, like if you guys were to play 10 best of 5 series, I feel like it'd be, you know, it'd be close, it'd be interesting. You know, your
yeah,
matches have been definitely at times your matchups have been very coin flippy, you know, and where you guys just happen to come out with, you know, some really clutch up moments, you know, some really strong iced moments, but both times you guys play, it's a map 5 thriller. Like, it's
yeah.
just it's insane. And then Divine Future also, they come out and bring, you know, map 5 thrillers with Hi-Fi. They gave Team Flawless a very like a big run for their money in that control, and in the hard point. You know, they slay like this side of Divine Future. I don't know if you saw that matchup against Team Flawless, but they had they had outslayed Team Flawless in 3 of the 4 rounds of the control that they lost.
I haven't seen Divine Future play yet, but I I'd like to see him play. The way you're talking about him,
No,
I know
they're a young team
Hi-Fi
that
is
just runs and just guns. They like
yeah,
no it's like high risk, high reward. But at the same time, like they have really strong gunnies. You know, they have Sweep, who's in the running for, you know, player of the league. He's in there with the names of, you know, Hinata, also known as AIM. There's Hidden's up there as well in that mix. You got players from Hi-Fi as well, like Insanity and Astro. Um, some interesting, some top tier talents. Coming about, and definitely right. It's good to see some of these. It's good to see a team like this actually enter in too. I feel like they're gonna help make this playoffs a bit more exciting, as quite a few people were maybe saying that the power level in this league just wasn't high enough. But well, now you're maybe seeing it starting to reach a form that's more acceptable.
Yeah. And Hi-Fi is a great team. Astro, that dude, he's a good ass AR. I will say that.
For
Astro
sure.
playing Hi-Fi, I'm like, if you shut down Astro, we're gonna be good. But that dude, he knows every single spot that he needs to play, and he knows exactly what he needs to do to get his team in the position that they're in. It's just when they get down in that 2-2 and they get to that map 5 search. ADSG has always been known for search. We strive in search and destroy. That's one of our best game modes. So, like I said, if you win a search and destroy against us, then that's what's gonna make us work 10 times harder.
So do you want me to tap or swipe for the premium gas you just gave him? Showing it.
You could you could you could tap.
But yeah, thank you so much, Don. Thank you so much, Don, for stopping by and coming in for the assistance in the co-cast tonight in this I would say main event for the night. I think this matchup was definitely one that I think a lot of people looked forward to the most. Now, thank you for coming in. I wish you and ADS Gaming the best of luck moving forward in the regular season and into the playoffs. Um, any last words you got for any of your ADS Gaming fans out there?
No, sir. I'm good. Thank you for having me, Chase. Anytime you need me, just let me know.
Okay, well, take care, everybody. Stay safe, have a good rest of your day, and stay tuned for more action. One last match in the league is coming your guys' way for this week's competition of week 6, and then after that match comes through on Saturday into Sunday, you guys will see my posts for your nominations of the top 4 players nominated for Player of the Week number 6. So stay tuned for all of that, folks. Have a good evening, and make sure to drop a follow to the socials on all these teams. Is their Twitters, my Twitter, ALG's Twitter, and yeah, love you all. Peace, love, and prosperity. Take it easy, everybody.